welcome back to the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. We are pleased right now to be joined by comedian and actress Chelsea Handler, host of Netflix talk show. Chelsea, thanks for being here, Chelsea.
I didn't know I was an actress. Thank you. Thank you.
Someone said that and wrote that.
I'm sure.
So let me ask you, first of all, how's the convention going for you so far?
It's been amazing. I mean, I'm really invigorated. I'm pumped up. I'm positive. And I thought Obama's speech last night was beautiful. Everything he does, I could hang on I could listen to that for about 5 hours straight. So I'm a little bit partial when it comes to him, but it's an upbeat convention. It's a nice segue from last week.
Well, and partial to Hillary Clinton. I know you've been a supporter of hers for a while.
Yeah.
A lot of people still remember the bitter race 8 years ago, and to see it come to fruition and to see that moment of real intimacy last night when she joined him on stage, it was a surprise to a lot of people in the House. What did you, to see the moment, to see this staunch surrogate as sitting president for somebody you support?
Well, I think everybody said it perfectly. Michelle Obama started in the beginning of the week about Hillary not being a quitter, and I think that she's indefatigable in ways that are necessary to be in this office. To run for this kind of position, you actually have to have criteria, you have to have a resume, and she's built that up, and that has been repeated and repeated, and the sentiment is out there, and that's a reminder of why you vote for somebody like this. And even if she's not your favorite, and even if you're a Bernie supporter, it's time to join forces and make this election, matter in the most important way. And that means that's politics. At the very fundamental level is to come together even when you don't get your man. Let's compromise. And all the Bernie supporters really need to come together and compromise. I would have done that if Bernie had been the nominee.
It was something that Bernie Sanders himself said. I mean, he said in acknowledging, he said, look, democracy's messy. This is it. And, we've sat with our colleagues and they casually refer to conventions past. They're like, you think this is bad? You should have seen back in, 76. You should have seen this back. I mean, so what do you make of our messy democracy then?
Well, nothing's messier than Donald Trump. I mean, that's a hot mess situation. That's hotmess.com. I mean, we can never, we're going to move backwards. That's not an option in this day and age. You only can move forward. It's a different world. You can't reform in the way that he's talking about or be he's like a reactionary. It's not, you can only move forward. Women aren't going to get their rights taken away from them. Not after how hard we fought. We fought so hard to vote. That's why it's so important for every woman who's of the age of 18 to exercise her right to vote. Every minority has the right to vote, and they have to fight for that. They still have to fight for it. It's still hard in certain communities for them to get out and vote. That's not acceptable. And by allowing this man to get in the White House, then we're moving backwards. And that, you just have to get that message across. I started a voting site with Rock the Vote, RT Vote, Chelsea.com, or something Chelsea. You'll find it. But you can register to vote. RT Vote, Chelsea.Chelsea/something.
It's the greatest plug ever.
I'm really good at self-promotion. Yeah. All I can do is sound off and go off on people. And then I'm like, wait, what? What's my show called? They're like, it's your name. Your name is Chelsea. I'm like, what? Tracy?
Good choice. We have been talking. We have spent the last couple of days discussing the need, perhaps, for Hillary Clinton in this highly choreographed affair to somehow humanize herself. She has had surrogates step to the mic. It began with Michelle Obama really on Monday, and on through her husband last night, Joe Biden, her pick for VP, Tim Kaine, and then of course Barack Obama. How much, though, do you think the idea of humanizing matters here?
I don't. I'm not hanging out with Hillary Clinton. I don't need to have her be humanized. I don't need her to. I know that's important to a lot of people, but I really think you need to rethink that. I need a leader. I need somebody who's competent and capable, and I want somebody who's not going to go to war with the rest of the world and has an idea where all the other countries are. And she has experience in governing, and she has experience in public policy, two things that are really boring, I know, but kind of integral into leading the country. So I'm going to choose the person that's actually worked in politics for the last 30 years, not a hotelier.
I want to go back to something you joked about just a minute ago about I'm not good at self-promoting. Josh had been talking about this in the morning. There's an article in USA Today about essentially, do women have a tougher time promoting themselves? That just for whatever reason, by nature, it's not something that women do well?
I don't think it's a male or female thing. I think it's a character thing.
Do you think that Hillary Clinton has done an effective job of promoting herself?
I do. She's effective in my opinion. Absolutely. I don't need her to do all these things that people are asking for. That's politics. I mean, then that's the very thing that you're insulting about her, is playing, pandering and playing to people. That's who she is. She should be commander-in-chief because that's the way she is. I don't need somebody who I'm going to have cocktails with. I have enough people to have cocktails with.
And yet, 2/3 of registered voters have unfavorable views of her with regards to honesty and trustworthiness. I mean, these are numbers that
and they trust Donald Trump, though. I mean, and that's your other option. So forget about whether you trust her or not. She has experience in governing. She has experience in public policy. She has experience in politics. None of these people are trustworthy, in my opinion. Donald Trump has no idea what he's talking about. That's a dangerous, dangerous place for our country to be. In the climate that we're in with what's happening globally, you're going to elect some guy who's a reality show host?
So then why did he get more votes in the Republican primaries than any other candidate in history? Why does he appeal? Why does every poll essentially say right now it's a dead heat?
It probably is a dead heat because I think a lot of people are uninformed or ill-informed and really stupid. And I think you have to really think about it. It's not just an idea. It's a funny idea. The Kardashians were a great idea. But the joke's still going on 20 years later.
But doesn't trust matter for a president?
Yes, of course. But do you trust Donald Trump? I mean, people need to really ask themselves, you're saying they don't trust Hillary Clinton. That doesn't necessarily mean they trust Donald Trump. They just don't trust her. You can't trust that guy. I mean, he's not a regular person. He doesn't know what's going on in middle-class America.
Is there a way for her, do you believe, between now, beginning with the biggest speech of her political life tonight and the general election in early November, is there opportunities, do you see a path to bringing that number down?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, I can't imagine.
How would you do it?
I don't know. I'm not a campaign manager or a strategist. I have no idea. All I know is, for me, I think you have to think about what's important to you individually and why that's important. If people are looking for a mother, then look in your own backyard. I'm not looking for a mother. I have one, or I had one, and I'm still not looking for one. That's how self-assured I am.
What's the craziest thing you think that's happened at this convention so far?
At this convention? Nothing crazy, right? I mean, I just arrived last night, so I mean, please let me know if I'm ill-informed. I don't think anything crazy.
How much did you watch last week in Cleveland?
I watched all of it.
So what did you make of 4 days there?
A fiasco. It looked like a reality show. I think in hindsight, I hope in 6 months all of us are having the conversation with each other saying that was so funny when Donald Trump ran and we thought he may have a chance. I hope that's what the conversation.
I mean, in the binary choice, we have seen this hall largely come together. There's an optimistic feeling here.
There is optimism, and Barack Obama is optimism. That is the embodiment of hope and goodwill. Those are politicians that get into politics for public service, something that Donald Trump has never thought about a day in his life. You know, when you're looking for a paycheck, you're not looking for that. And I mean, I just don't think, I think there is no choice in this matter. And it's too important for people that don't think that this election is going to affect them. It's so important that you get out there and vote, just to exercise your right for all the women that fought for you, if you're a young girl, to get the right.
All right. Chelsea Handler, thank you so much for your time,
Thanks.
Chelsea. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.